terms of my journey as an entrepreneur, like I said, we started in 2004, started with 7 employees. We now, at present, sitting and employing roughly about 3,000 people around the country. We are in a low-end industry. It's a minimum wage industry. It's a cleaner. Probably most of us, when you look at cleaners, we like say, you're just a cleaner. What's next? And then what we said to ourselves as a team was that how do we break the poverty cycle? One of the things that much earlier on, I think the first 2 students that we funded came from my own salary, was that if you are a mother, you are a cleaner, what are the chances of your child ever going to university? It means that you're going to have generations and generations and generations of cleaners. So we started a bursary fund for the children of our staff. And to date, we funded 15 students. I was actually just... People are core to who we are. Alone, I can do so little. Together, we can do so much. This industry is about people. Remember, no one wakes up in the morning and say, when I grow up, I want to be a cleaner. People are cleaners more out of circumstances, more than choice. So how do we make the job of that cleaner much better, much bearable? And how do we make that sure that that woman that wakes up at 4 a.m. from Kwandebele to get to Pretoria at 8 o'clock and they're still late and we still give them a warning, wake up again the following day. This industry, it's about people. Your biggest support network is your funding, it's your clients, it's your customers, it's your people. That is a challenge, Bazalwane. To go to a bank and say, hi, my name is Cynthia Mkhombo, I want to start this thing.
Like when you think of all that, like what goes through your mind?
For me, it's always when all else fails, go to the basics. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I also can't even explain the passion side, the people side, because just that what draws me to what I do. I go to sleep at night knowing, yeah, some woman in Mbimbane, in Nelspruit that works for Masana, got their salary. Yes, it's minimum wage, but at least they've got a minimum wage. So I can never explain it. I think it's bigger than me. I can never really explain it, yeah.
Now, every small business, in fact, every successful business was once a small business.
Yes.
That's why I typically hate the definition of people like all of us in this room to be called SMMEs.
Yeah.
Because no one really starts a business to be an SMME. Mm-hmm. SMME is like being a child.
Yeah.
You're going to have to start small. Mm-hmm. But your plan is not to remain a baby all your life. You want to grow up, you want to make your own decisions, you want to get married, start your family, and so forth and so forth. When you look back, what do you remember as the inflection point? With all the struggles that happened at the beginning, when you got over this one particular challenge, or somebody gave you this one particular shot, a part of you went, okay, actually this thing can work out bigger than I imagined.
The first private sector recognized who we are. And I remember flying to Cape Town. And I think that's when something said to me, girl, you've got this thing right. And then the recognition started coming and you getting those reviews, the way that we approached business from, we've been professional from day one.
So you said something quite interesting about giving people a second chance.
Yeah.
You talked about your supply of uniforms downtown Joburg. You help them issue an invoice to you.
Yeah.
Most of us in the room will just dump them and find someone else. Why?
How are we supposed to do it? How are we supposed to make sure that, because I can go to the big guys and they'll probably pay slightly less, but these women have got children, these women, they do an amazing work. They just don't have the infrastructure. I mean, now with the BE codes, if I say to them, do you have a company registration? He said, well, no, we don't. I said, no, go and register. I need your letter from your auditor. And for the first time, we're starting to see, they're no longer just doing business for Masana. They're doing schools, they're doing other things. So for me, it's about my doors were opened by someone else. And where I can, I will open doors for somebody else. And that's just my personal philosophy.
All right, okay.
I am so inspired. It's very hard to impress me, but I'm so inspired. And it's not the capability, but there's humility and the genuineness in caring for, the people that work for you. as a business, we struggle to grow outside our local area because there's this new phrase of we prefer local businesses. How do you work around that?
The issue of locality has become a contentious issue. And
Yeah.
for me, we've got, it's easy for us because we've got branches in Cape Town, so we're able to prove locality in terms of that. Why should I, as Masana, not come and operate in Northwest because I don't have an office, but it's easy for a Cape Town-based company or a Bedfordview, I don't know, Pick and Place, Cape Town, Bedfordview, whatever, to come and operate here.
Yeah.
They say your office must be in a township. And I say, so what does it mean? Because I've come from the township, I must go back to the township in order to do business with government. So, but that's a war that other people should fight and fight harder for it because it really doesn't make sense.
Are you doing any mentorship to already existing businesswomen? And the second one is, when you were starting and the business was starting to grow, how were you able to center yourself to, number one, stay a wife, a mother, and learn the different aspects of the business in order for you to actually let them go to somebody else? And that question I'm asking because I'm struggling with that. The business has grown to such a point I need to let go so that I can remain healthy, but it's difficult. So how did you do that?
Great question.
Yeah. Somebody needs to come into the space and say, what does mentorship mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I can give something back to the community. Yes, I am open to mentorship, but it needs to be structured. With regards to the work-balance life, my sister, that one Shema, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. It's such a way that I just joked about how I had to let go of some of my sisters and my aunts and my cousins. You can imagine how hard it was. Imagine me going to family gatherings after I've gotten rid of my mother's younger sister. I mean,
Shame.
the beetroot is gonna go over your head because you didn't give them. So I've had to learn that very, very hard. And I'm 15 years in this thing, and it's still hard.
Yeah.
You give bits and pieces.
Yeah.
It depends on who you bring into your space, because you also feel like this is the baby that I've nourished for the past 15 years. What if they mess up? And have we employed people that came in and messed up? Yes, we have, like any other organization.
Yeah.
It's not a reflection on Masana that, oh, you got that one, they didn't perform. ESCOM, I don't know, SOEs, Edgar's, Woolworths have hired wrong people, and we've done that. But I think the thing is, it's a journey. The struggle is real. I do not have an answer for that.
And that is the answer in a way, because we also put ourselves under the pressure of figuring it out.
Yeah.
The truth is, we're all trying to figure out this life thing, all of us. And we all have different circumstances, but nobody's got some guidebook with all the steps that if you tick them, your life's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Especially if you're an entrepreneur, and I can't imagine as a mother and a wife.
So during your time working in procurement, you obviously gained a lot of knowledge and skill in the tender process. And it is known that the tender process can be quite arduous. So my question is basically, what advice do you have to entrepreneurs who work for the government, and how they can go about doing the tender process, and where can they find information about that?
Okay. I've adjudicated tenders. I've been on the other side. We're looking at this and we're saying, oh, that's a black tender. That's not a professional tender. That one doesn't know what you do. Before you even open the document, your document is the only thing that's going to speak for you. It has to stand out. It has to stand out. I always say to my team, boys sitting here, let them not give us this tender, but they would have looked at our document.
Absolutely.
That is our stance. You go through the document tooth and nail. So my sister, it's just to make sure that you respond to everything that they're asking for. Follow what they're saying, but your document must stand out. Let them not give you that tender for whatever reasons, but at least they're going to look at your document and they're going to call you up and say, oh, wow.
A round of applause for Cynthia Mkhombo.